Local forecast tonight.
Hey, Aaron, we are looking back on the month of July, have some temperature numbers to share with you, and we want to compare it to average to see how we did. Were we warm? Were we cool? Well, the answer is we were warmish, meaning that some areas were warm and probably more than not, but some areas were also cool. So let's break it down for you by the numbers. Salinas, average high during the month of July this year was close to 72 degrees. Average low, pretty warm at 58, and that was about 2 degrees above normal on average. So Salinas was warm during the month, as was Monterey. You saw an average high of almost 70, and the departure from normal, when you put those both together, about 3 degrees above normal. Now, Watsonville, on the other hand, not the same. We were a little bit more plagued by a westerly wind instead of a northwesterly wind, and that actually cooled the north side of the bay a little bit this month, or last month, I should say. Your average high was around 69 degrees, and overall, we were about a degree below normal. King City and Carmel Valley were pretty close to normal at 84 degrees for your high, or 78 there in the case of Carmel Valley. And Ben Lomond was a little warm there in the Santa Cruz Mountains as high pressure inland did actually dominate our weather there. So again, it was kind of a mix. Depends on where you were. Watsonville may have been a little bit cool, but certainly the south side of the bay felt a little warm last month. So what about the month ahead? Well, we started off on a somewhat cool note because of an area of low pressure off the coast. That has deepened our marine layer significantly today. We've seen increased low clouds, although they did mix out a little bit this afternoon, and the potential for a little bit more drizzle as well overnight. But west coast troughing is going to continue. Look at the dip in the lines here. Saturday, Sunday, still seeing some dips in the lines here into next week. So generally, we're looking at temperatures at or perhaps slightly below normal for this time of year for the next week, whereas we could be dealing with some heat this time of year. So expect a deeper marine layer at times. As we head into the overnight hours tonight, we may see some drizzle on the south and east sides of the bay. Once again, plenty of inland penetration with those low clouds into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, in very similar fashion to today, I think we'll mix out a little bit during the afternoon. So scattered clouds with patchy sunshine around the bay, and temperatures should be pretty comfortable. And then as we head into the evening hours, those clouds will thicken back up. As mentioned, there's some drizzle potential. The models are showing some accumulating precipitation, a little bit more so on the south and east sides of the bay where it's more likely. We didn't have much last night, but I think we could see a little bit on those north and west facing coastal slopes tomorrow morning. Temperature-wise, tomorrow back into the mid-70s in Santa Cruz, very comfortable. 70s to around 80 in the Santa Cruz Mountains. We stay in the 60s out west to Davenport. East shore of the bay going to stay in the 60s for the most part, especially from Castroville south, but Aptos will be in the 70s. 70 in Salinas, 80 in Hollister. Over to Monterey, you'll see a high in the upper 60s, which by the way is normal for this time of year. It should be right around 67. That low of 59 though is definitely above normal. And then down south, highs in the Salinas Valley, mainly in the 70s. A pretty comfortable day. It's not really all that hot anywhere unless you go to Parkfield, which is pretty far away from the coast at 91 degrees. Over the next 7 days, well, your normal coastal high this time of year should be around 69, so we'll be at or below that for the next 7 days, but only by a couple of degrees at most. We'll see patchy low clouds at times. Those low clouds may thicken a little bit and stick around a little bit more during the afternoon on Friday and Saturday, but otherwise a pretty seasonable forecast for the most part with your marine layer in place. It is August after all. And inland areas, your normal high this time of year should be around 86, so we'll be at or for the most part below that for the next 7 days as well. You'll wake up to some low clouds in the valleys in the morning. Afternoons will be sunny and breezy.